Okay, let's try this again. You don't know this because you're not aware of the video that happened to 30 seconds ago, but I am making my first video for very nice. I love the title screen. So yeah, so I'm making my first video for the new year. I'm gonna start making videos on this channel again. You can catch me at the Casual Noob Gamer on Twitch or Casual Noob Gamer on YouTube. Wait, am I the Casual Noob Gamer? Or Casual? Hold on, I gotta look this up. I am the Casual Noob Gamer on Twitch. And what am I on YouTube? I think I'm just Casual Noob Gamer. No, I'm the Casual Noob Gamer also on YouTube. Okay. So both the Casual Noob Gamer on YouTube and Twitch. Anyway, I spent way too long trying to introduce myself. That just shows you how unprepared I am for this. So the point of this channel is for me to... So I watched a bunch of videos, so basically that's going to be the point of this video, is basically I'm going to talk about my backlog and my gaming plan for the new year. And in researching on, because the YouTube algorithm sees I, play videos based on the topic of the backlog, the gaming backlog. And I've seen some videos where it says that there are issues. Basically, you can have what's called choice paralysis, where basically you have too many choices, and there are ways to limit that so you're not... Ooh, move the ship. So there are ways to basically limit that so you don't have that choice paralysis and you can choose what we are going to play. But they say that when you play a game and then you don't play it for a bit, what winds up happening is you basically start telling yourself, oh, as soon as you leave the game, you're like, oh, the next time I go to the game, I'm not going to know what's going on because I don't really remember, because it's time goes and your mind knows this. So one thing you can do is you can kind of make a little gaming journal and write down like 2 questions. Number 1, what did you do in your gaming session? And what do you plan on doing next time you go back in? So you could be like, oh, well, I went into the castle and looked for a certain treasure. And then on the next, time that you go gaming, your next session would be something like, well, I'm going to take the key that I found in the castle. And I'm basically, so I have 229 bucks, 321, because there's been a lot of updates for Astro. Jump into my world just to change up the scene that you're looking at. Yeah, so basically you could be like the next session, you're gonna take the key that you found in the treasure chest and go unlock like a certain door, maybe in a dungeon or wherever, or go look for something. But basically just, a quick journal entry. You can either write it down physically in a notebook with some paper, or you can, do like a voice memo, or you could do, what I'm kind of doing is use your YouTube account and channel to kind of log what you're doing in your games and log your play sessions by recording them. So in case you ever really need that, you can just refer to those videos and be like, oh, this is what I did last. And so that is the point of this channel. Now, you as someone who is viewing this channel, what I'm also trying to do is have it understand that, since my YouTube channel is pretty much public, except for some videos that I've made private, but the videos that I've made public, if you're viewing these videos, you're gonna be like, oh well, what is this channel? What's he doing? This is maybe interesting. Some people like to watch people play games to see what they're kind of like um, sociology kind of thing of what choices would you make in that situation, or even from a gaming perspective, of a development perspective of kind of like, oh well, if this kind of game was created for this thing, what choices and how did you come to those choices? So as I'm playing, I'm going to try to speak the thoughts that are in my head to let you, the person viewing my gameplay sessions, to what's going on in my head that's making me think to make the choices that I'm making, like the strategies and whatnot for the game as best as I can. I will say, and I've said this to friends of mine, they know this. When I am gaming, I get very quiet when I'm gaming because I'm concentrating and I'm thinking, and as I'm thinking, it's hard to, like, I have the image on the screen right now. I'm not really moving. Well, I could move the controller, see, like that. Like, but I really don't move unless I'm kind of on autopilot what I'm doing, and my brain kind of, maybe it's my age or just, they say if you don't use it you lose it, so I don't really do that kind of stuff. So since I don't do things like that, like do multiple tasks at once, my brain isn't used to doing that. But as you do anything, your body can be trained. You can whatever you can't do today, if you work hard enough at, eventually you'll be able to do it. So yeah, the point of this video is I want to go over what I'm going to be trying to do with my gameplay sessions for 2025. I've been doing this the last couple of years. At the end of each year and the beginning of the years, I try to get like a gaming plan going, and I've come with the experience, I've learned there are certain things you shouldn't do. Like, you really shouldn't like plan to, I'm gonna play this game specifically in this month at this time, because life happens and you may think that you're gonna have time to give it to gaming, or maybe you just you get a little burnout from gaming or whatnot. You're playing and you don't want to go back to it, or something happens, something comes up, and it doesn't work out like that. And then what happens, at least with me, is once I set up a plan like, hey, I'm going to play this game in September, and then September comes around, I don't play that, then I'm bummed out because now all of a sudden I have my backlog, well, the small part of my backlog that I planned for this year is now piling up even more. And games that I planned on picking up now are getting pushed to the side and aren't getting played, which is why I have this. So basically, long story short is that for this year, I am trying to play 36 full games. Now, a full-size game is, to me, I'm doing the games by size, about hours on the site howlongtobeat.com, basically. I looked up these games about how much they are, and full-size game, I say around 30 hours. Should be around 30 hours. Could be a little bit more, could be a little bit less, but no less than 15, because then I have smaller games, and those are games that are 15 hours or less. So from 15 hours and up is a full-size game to me. Then I have RPGs. I'm giving an RPG about 90 hours. Now, most of the RPGs I have are, I'd say maybe the smallest one would be about 30 hours. which, so if I do that, so uh, anywhere from 30 to, I mean, some of them can be about 100, 110, but when you average it out, you know, with all the RPGs I have, I'll have like one like for 90, one for 30, one for 100, you know, to together 130 hours for that. You divide by 2, that's about 65 hours a piece. Obviously, it's not 65 hours for each one, but the average of it is. So it's basically, I'm going to try to do 36 full-size games, 24 smaller games, and 12 RPGs. Now that's what I planned on, but then my list got a little bit big because, well, right now I'm still at 36 full-size games, 36 smaller games. Now it was going to be 24. I bumped it up to 36 because some of the games, like I said, I was thinking about 15 hours for each game. A lot of them were coming out to about anywhere from like sometimes 7 hours to sometimes 10 or 12, which is less than the 15. You know, you average that out, you get a little bit left over, and there should be enough for the 24. The thing that's a little worrisome is the RPGs. I have about 17 where I wanted to do 12, so that's about an extra 5 of them. But some of them, for example, in the RPG games that I'm going to try to do for this upcoming year of 2025, like one of them is Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and the other one is Pokemon Violet. Those 2 games, I am right at the end of the game. I'm at the what's it, the big 4, I think they're called, or I always forget the name, but the like the Champions League. I'm at that point. I know with Violet, from what I understand, it goes a little further beyond that. Once you complete all 3 routes, I completed the other 2 routes. So once I complete the Champion League, then there is another part that I don't want to say what it is for people who don't want to be spoiled. I don't know exactly what it is, but I have an idea of where the area is that you go to for that. But there is what's called endgame past that. So that's not going to be 90 hours for those. Those will be at most another 5 to 10 hours, I want to say. Maybe with a little grinding, 10. But anyway, so let me get to my list just to have it documented. So for full-size games, those are games more than 15 hours. I have Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, Metroid Prime Remastered for the Switch. Donkey Kong was also for the Switch. These 2 have not been announced, and I don't know if I'm going to be playing these 2. That's Metroid Prime 2 and Metroid Prime 3 for the Switch. They are very heavily rumored that they're coming out. And another game that I do want to play for this year is Metroid Prime 4. Now, I played only for the Prime games, Metroid Prime 3 Corruption on the Wii. And I absolutely loved it. Adored it. I've been in love with the Metroid Prime series. And I've been waiting. Now, I knew I jinxed myself, because I've been waiting for years for the Metroid Prime series to come to Switch, the trilogy. And I believe it was a year before. It was the year before the Metroid Prime Remaster came out for the Switch. The year before that, I went and I bit the bullet and I bought the Metroid Prime trilogy for the Wii, dropped a little money on the collector's edition on eBay, picked it up, was getting ready to play it, and I said to myself, you know what? I played the opening sequence of Metroid Prime, the first one, and I just said, you know what? This is gonna come to the Switch. I put it down, and lo and behold, a couple of months later, it was announced for the Switch. And I said to myself, every time this happens, every time I go and I'm waiting for something, just waiting, literally the next year it comes out. Same thing just happened with Xenoblade Chronicles X. I was waiting for that to come to Switch, and now it's been announced for the Switch. And I had bought, right before the Wii U shop went down, I bought a copy of X. I downloaded the data packs to my Wii U. They're on a hard drive. They were sitting there. And I said to myself, you know what? I bet you I'm going to have the same problem. Now that I just bought this Xenoblade Chronicles X for the Wii U, it's going to come out for the Switch. And it's been announced now. So, you know, it's nice when you understand how a curse works. The second I drop money on the old retro games, they get remastered. So yeah. So anyway, Metroid Prime 4 for Switch is game number 5. Game number 6 is Okami for Switch. Game number 7 is Zelda Ocarina of Time for Switch. Now, I played that when it originally came out on the N64, and that was the first Zelda game I ever beat. And oh my goodness, the memories I have. I remember I bought the guide for that, and I just loved it. That's when I fell in love with Zelda games. And I just want to replay it because I haven't played it since I played it years ago, back when it came out in, what was it, like 95 or 97. And I have a friend, we gave each other a couple of games, about 9 games each, to say, hey, you play these 9 games that I suggest, and I'm playing 9 games that they suggested, and this is one of the ones that I suggested. And then once we play the games, we're gonna come back together and talk about these, so we have these shared kind of like game experiences. So that way, because we have such, you know, robust backlog, both of us, that having a suggestion from someone else to help us kind of narrow down that thing I said about the choice paralysis, where you have so many choices, where do you start? This is a great way to get the ball rolling. So we got, like I said, 9 games each. We're probably going to play a little more than that. Probably a lot more once you see this list I got. And if you think that my list is a lot, he's got a lot of games. Like I said, usually I plan to play all these games. Every year, the last couple of years, I've been getting maybe 16 games done. So probably not going to hit a lot of these, but this year I am definitely going to try. So anyway, back to the list here. Zelda the Breath of the Wild. Now, I got this game originally on a Wii U because I did not have a Switch on day one when the Switch came out. I was not in the know about Nintendo systems. I knew the Switch was coming out because Nintendo did great marketing, but unfortunately, I did not get the Switch day one. I actually had to get it a month or 2 later, and I had to pay a bit of scalper prices on Amazon because I couldn't get one from Amazon, so I got it from like a third-party seller. But I figured the justification was it was an extra maybe 30 or 50, and right now I have difficulty getting around for a disability, so the price I paid extra was the same price I would have had to pay to take a cab to go to a store that possibly would have had it. And then if I would have went to the store and they didn't have any in stock, any Switches, then I would have been out the cab money. So I said, you know what, this is a guaranteed thing, let me just do it. I did it, and that Switch was my baby for many years until the V2 Switch came out, the red box one. So yeah, so Zelda Breath of the Wild. Originally played it on the Wii U, loved it. Then I got it a couple months later on the Switch. Once I got a Switch, started playing it there, and honestly, I could I it was this weird thing of when you like a game so much you don't want it to end that I didn't want to finish it. And to be quite honest, the combat kind of the flurry system, it kind of just eluded me for a bit. I recently, because I've been playing Breath of the Wild since then, little by little. I have currently completed 2 of the Divine Beasts. The second one I did was the desert one, and that one was quite an experience. The Blight Ganon from that one, I forgot what it was exactly called. But yeah, so I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the fact that the thing that I love most is the shrines, because there's not one way to solve it, there's more than one way. And that just blows my mind. The fact that you can do it the way that, if like you have a guide, which I have the guide, if you have a guide, you can do it the way the guide says, but there are ways for you to figure it out on your own, ways that they haven't even put down, because there are so many different ways to solve the problem. And I love that. That just really is amazing. I would have liked for it to be more of a Metroidvania kind of situation where you get a power-up, and that power-up is the secret to solving a certain dungeon. But it's just like whatever you got from the starting area, the Great Plateau, whatever you got from there, that's what you need for the rest of the journey, and that's it. So yeah. If I'm beating Breath of the Wild this year, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, let's go. And then also Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, that's on the list. And if you were checking out the video on the screen and you see what's going on, my PlayStation just informed me that Grand Theft Auto 5 is ready to play, because that is next on the list. Grand Theft Auto 5. I was told when the game came out originally on the PS3, I remember I booted it up on the PS3. I went through the tutorial, like the heist at the bank kind of thing, where you're at a shootout with the cops. I was playing it, and I remember my little nephew at the time, who for some reason was playing Grand Theft Auto. I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah, sure. The kids are playing. I mean, who else is playing Grand Theft Auto if it's not for kids? He told me flat out, he's like, listen. He's like, Uncle, you are too old to be playing this game. It's not for you. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you don't have the skills. You're too old. I guess he was trying to tell me my reflexes aren't as sharp. And he literally kicked me off of my video game system. I mean, I was letting him play and stuff in my room to play whatever he wanted to, because he didn't obviously have the game and the system at his house, so he would come down here and play. And of course, if he was playing, I was, listen, I didn't mind. He was, listen, these kids, sometimes they're better than us. He played, and he played really good, and it was just really fun to watch him play and play these games. And I think I spent a lot of the end of the PS3 generation and the beginning of the PS4 generation, watching him play games like Destiny on the PS4, and watching him go through the raid battles and stuff like that with people. And let me tell you something, he was really good. Really good. He still is very good. He's got his skills in the shooter games and stuff like that. But yeah. But he's not wrong. I mean, that's why I also nicknamed myself the casual noob gamer. Because sometimes with games, if you don't play a game enough, you're not going to be the best, you're not going to be as sharp, which is another thing that a lot of these backlog videos on YouTube were talking about, that if you don't play enough, you lose the skills and the memories to play a lot of these games. So yet again, it comes back to that age-old adage, if you don't use it, you will lose it. So yes, so Grand Theft Auto 5 is on the list. Then we have Stellar Blade for PlayStation, which, really fun game. I mean, I don't have really good skills, but for some reason, I don't know, it's like Stellar Blade, like, it clicks with me. It was one of the first, I would say, one of the first, like, Souls-like games, even though I've bought lots of Souls-like games. It's one of the first ones that it clicks. Souls-like games are, as long as you take your time and you're not, like, pushed to move too fast, it works with me. So yeah, Stellar Blade. Then we have Cyberpunk 2077. Now that this game actually works correctly and works the way that it was intended to be released, I am excited to play this. I picked this game up when it was on sale for $10 because I saw those reviews. Shout out to RGT85 and I believe it was a Dreamcast guy also. Both those guys on YouTube both said, hey, they're not showing us console versions of this game. Maybe we should hold off for a second. Everyone's like, oh, you're crazy. It's the greatest game ever. And it was the biggest mess ever. So yeah, now that it's gonna work, let's play it. Another CD Projekt Red game, The Witcher 3, which I believe I bought it at launch, and it's one of the few games that I bought from GameStop. And I actually returned after trying it for like an hour, playing like the scene in the beginning with the bathtub, and you go to like the proving grounds with the I guess the wooden planks that you gotta like run back and forth to. But I mean, the game looks beautiful. From what I can tell, though, it's like a 50+ hour game, so 30 hours on average for these full-size games. This one is gonna pop above the time, but that's okay. Then we have Nier Automata, supposed to be a really good game. Everyone raves about this thing, so check it out. I hear the Switch port is actually very good, but I have it on PlayStation, so we'll see. Excuse me. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I am in the process of playing this game, so I shouldn't have too much of the full time it's gonna take. Maybe another 10 hours left, so that'll, games like that's gonna be a lot less. That's why, you could play a game like The Witcher for 50+ hours. Then there is Split Fiction, which I played It Takes Two co-op with my friend, the one who helped me pick out games for this list. We both agree we are getting Split Fiction day one. and we will most likely be platinuming this. I don't know what's involved in the platinum, and I do not have many platinums, but I have a platinum from It Takes Two, and I played A Way Out. Really good games. Like these co-op games, they're really good. Can't wait to play this one. Then I am going to play Kingdom Hearts 1. I have the full collection on PlayStation. So in Kingdom Hearts 1.5, it's Kingdom Hearts 1. From what I've been told by my friend, this is one of the ones he suggested me to play. It's Kingdom Hearts 1 in 1.5. And then there's something like Chain of Memories or something like that. And then a thing of cutscenes. So I'm just playing Kingdom Hearts 1, which shouldn't be that long. Let's go to this planet. Change the scenery a little bit. Make my ship go back and forth. Okay. Then next is Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm looking forward to that. I've heard good things about that. Then a game that every time I see on screen on videos looks really good, which is Armored Core 6. Another Souls-like game, but this is a mech Souls-like game. But listen, like I said, Souls-like games, listen, you take it slow enough, take your time, don't rush into things, you should be good. Then this is a game that I know people, this is Forspoken, people have complained saying that the protagonist in the game talks too much. I don't know, I played the game High on Life, which I believe High on Life is on this list too. High on Life, I really enjoyed the banter between the gun and whatnot, and people are like, oh, it talks too much. I like that. I talk too much. I like things that talk too much. I think I'm going to enjoy Forspoken. Which, by the way, I played the demo, and at first I played the demo and I'm like, this game's not for me. I played the demo a second time, gave it another chance. Oh my goodness, I could not get enough of that demo. That alligator thing that you had to take out, a lot of fun. So Forspoken, that's going to be for me. Then we have God of War Ragnarok. I played God of War 2018. I just completed that at the beginning of 2024. That was one of the first games I beat. Had a good time with that. The original God of War games, oh my god. Those were some of the first games I played when I came back to playing games again on the PlayStation. I got the collection on the PS3. Oof. Now God of War 2018 and that the whole way that they're doing it now, obviously a lot different. But you know what? Definitely fun. Then next is Horizon Forbidden West. I played Horizon Zero Dawn. I played on the easiest difficulty. I was one-shotting those little velociraptor things. I forgot what they're called. Oh my goodness. I played Lego Horizon. One of the last games I played of 2024. And I have things to say about that. That's a whole new thing. Next is Ghost of Tsushima. That is game number 24. It was either Rise of the Ronin or Ghost of Tsushima, and as far as I know, Ghost is the better of the Japanese samurai games. So, yeah, it was Ghost. Plus, Ghost of Yote is coming out, and if a game has a sequel that I am excited for, then the game is getting bumped up on priority. Now I have started Ghost of Tsushima. I just got to the part where I got the bow. Although I know it's kind of open world, so you could do in whatever order of the areas you go to first. But yeah, it is definitely an experience. I love the system of the wind kind of guiding you, that there's no map. Well, there's a map, but there's no mini map on the screen. Next is Batman Arkham Knight. Now, Batman Arkham Asylum is the first game I played next to God of War, the original, on the PS3. And oh my goodness, was that an experience that I loved. Batman Arkham Knight, it's a Batman game, it's an Arkham game. I fucking hate the Batmobile in that game. It has ruined the experience and has stopped me for the last 10 years completing this game and seeing what happened. Now, mind you, I played, what is it, Gotham Knights? I played Gotham Knights. Was it last year or the year before? Might have been the year before. Might have been 2023. I played that co-op with my friend. If we didn't play that co-op together, we both wouldn't have gotten through that game. That's how annoying that game was. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. Next on the list is Skyrim. Skyrim is a classic yet again. That is another game that when I bought The Witcher, I bought Skyrim as I think it was a buy two get one from GameStop. And let me tell you something. I played Skyrim for all about 10 minutes, and that got returned with The Witcher 3. I could not get through them. Yet, for some reason, I own Skyrim on PlayStation, on Xbox, and on the Switch. So, yeah. Pretty much the same thing for Witcher, except I don't have Witcher 3 on Xbox. Next is a classic that, you know what? If I don't play, I'm going to lose out the opportunity. And that is Chrono Trigger. Everyone says it's the greatest RPG ever. You know what? I own it on the PS3, and so because I own it there, I own a cross-buy, I believe it is, for the Vita. So I have it on the PS Vita. I have it on the PS3. Both of those are still available to me while they still are. I am going to play that and see what it's about. Okay, next we have Black Myth Wukong. Came out 2024. Was very excited. Got it day one. Have not booted it up yet. Game looks great. Do I have a PS5 Pro? No, I do not. But from what I understand, the PS5 Pro patch doesn't do much for it. So, yeah. That's okay. I played N64 games back in the day at 15 frames a second, and I enjoyed the hell out of them. So, yeah. Although I guess in a game where your button presses and timings actually matter, like Black Myth, I'm gonna be cursing at the screen a bit every time I die. Anyway, moving on. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Everyone is saying this is a great game. I am going to play this. Actually, this might be played pretty soon. If I ever get my copy. So next we have Avowed. That is coming out in February. Should be coming out on time. All the previews sound like they're great, just like Indiana Jones. Let's see if I can get into it. Sometimes these games don't sit well with me. After that, we have South of Midnight. This game looks amazing. It looks like an action-adventure, spooky story about the South and different things. Different people, like kind of like voodoo stuff. Different kind of like southern like spins on different tales and things. supernatural stuff, I am down. This looks good. I don't know when it's coming out, but I will be getting Game Pass for these. See what's going on with that. Which reminds me, I have to renew my Game Pass for the year. I'll take care of that. Then we have Fable, which is, I believe, rumored to come out for 2025. Let's see if it is. We haven't heard anything or anything about it since, what was it, the showcase last June? So we'll see what's going on. Okay, then we have Alan Wake 1. Now, when they released Alan Wake 2, the physical edition, which I said if they give a physical on that, I will buy it. I bought the physical, and the physical came with a digital version of Alan Wake 1. And that is what influenced me to buy this on the Xbox instead of the PlayStation, because I own Alan Wake 1 for the PlayStation physically and digitally, but I said to myself, why would I buy a Alan Wake 2 for the PlayStation and then get a digital copy of Alan Wake 1 when I could just buy a physical for the Xbox, and then I'll also have Alan Wake 1 digitally for the Xbox. So, I mean, a little justification, because I do like to have my third parties on the Xbox when I know that the Xbox version is not going to just be just a disc that you pop in and then you download the whole game. Like, maybe the game is actually on the disc, which I believe it is for Alan Wake 2, because they made kind of a big deal about that. But anyway, then Yakuza 0, that's going to be on the Xbox, because right now Game Pass has pretty much all the Yakuza games for now, and I want to start the Yakuza series. I figure Yakuza 0 is the place to start. See what's going on with that. Then, second Grand Theft Auto game, because everyone says the trilogy, you need to play San Andreas. I've never played a Grand Theft Auto game. Why? Well, because when Grand Theft Auto was at its beginning and its heights, I was not into gaming, so we're going to play San Andreas this year. Then, Red Dead Redemption, the first one. Now, I played Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare first, because I bought that because that was a separate standalone game. I bought the Undead Nightmare and I played the shit out of this game. Oh my god, was it amazing. Chasing down the Chupacabra in the desert. It was amazing. I bought the original Red Dead Redemption on the PS3. It was in my backlog, never got it. An amazing port came out for the Switch. It has both games complete on cartridge, and they work competently. Amazing. If you can, buy it on the Switch. If you can't buy it on the Switch, buy the Xbox 360 version, because it is up-res to 4K, what was it, 4K 60, I believe, because of backwards compatibility. And Xbox is, you buy one version, you get the better version kind of thing. So I'm going to play on the Xbox 360 or my Xbox Series X and play the better version. But if I had to, I would definitely play the Switch version because it is competent. So now that is 36 full-size games. On to smaller games. There should be only 24 here. I have 36. Now you would think smaller games are indie games, but no, it's just going by size, by time to beat. So the first game is Gears of War Remastered. I am going to play this cooperatively with my friend, and we're going to play together and have a good time. Unfortunately though, I think you need some sort of online membership with Xbox to play that. So I'll make sure I'll have Game Pass for that. Which I'm gonna need that for this next one because I don't own it. Senua Saga Hellblade 2. I mean, I loved Hellblade 1. It was a great game. I hated the puzzles where you had to like look into the environment and like line up stuff. That drove me nuts. Otherwise, I love the combat in Hellblade 1. From what I've heard, Hellblade 2 is a walking simulator, but that's okay. Most games are a walking simulator in some shape or form. Next is What Remains of Edith Finch. This was a recommendation from my friend. He says I must play this game. He didn't want to tell me why, but I trust his judgment. When it comes to indie games, he really knows his stuff, so I will take that recommendation. Another one from him recommended, Uncharted 1. He didn't tell me to play the whole Uncharted trilogy because that would have been 3 spots. Originally, I told him I gave him 12 spots. We narrowed it down to 9 because I said I didn't want to play that many games, and here I am with the huge list. So Uncharted 1 is another recommendation from him. I'll play it off the trilogy. Then another recommendation from him, A Plague Tale: Innocence. I've heard only good things about this game, so I can't wait to jump into it and see how it is. Another recommendation, a game by Quantic Dreams, Detroit Become Human. Now I played Heavy Rain, which is another game by Quantic Dreams, and Heavy Rain, oh my goodness, did I play the hell out of that on the PS3. So I am excited to jump into Detroit Become Human, because apparently it is like Heavy Rain where there are multiple endings and different stuff like that. I probably will only do like 1, maybe 2 playthroughs. I have to see how I am with time. This was a recommendation from me to him, but I still have to finish it myself, and that is Far Changing Tides. I am halfway done with this game. It is a lot of fun. It is not time management, but like resource management. It is a resource management kind of beautiful, post-apocalyptic world, steampunky kind of art style. Very, very fun. I highly recommend it of what I've seen of it so far. Then this was a recommendation from me to him, and that is Mafia Definitive Edition. I saw the new Mafia game coming out. I've heard only good things about the Mafia series. It's a third-person shooter. My friend has a problem with first person because of nausea, sickness, motion sickness, I guess. I kind of get that a little bit myself, although I've been very fortunate that Metroid Prime series hasn't gotten me so far. So I am excited to play that. Then I have recommended to him Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Ooh, actually, you know what? I did recommend it, but he's playing Pikmin 4. So I told him I wouldn't make him play 2 Pikmins. Although maybe I did tell him Pikmin 3. Because once you play one of the later Pikmins, like if you play Pikmin 4, it may be hard to go back to Pikmin 3, and the same thing with 2 and 1. So maybe I did tell him to play that, I don't recall now. Anyway. But I am a little bit into Pikmin 3. I got past the demo bosses, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. That is another resource management game. Sorry, my nose is stuffed. Another game that is a smaller game is Slitterhead. Slitterhead just came out in 2024. It is by the original creators of the Silent Hill series. From what I understand from the reviews, the story is kind of not the greatest, and the dialogue, I guess, with the characters maybe not great, but the combat is, and that is what I like. I like gameplay, so I will take a great gameplay and check it out. So yeah, RoboCop. I have been dying to get this game. This is one of the few games that I received as a gift from Christmas, and I am making sure to play this in the new year since I just got it. And I have been waiting very long to get it, because also I've been waiting for it to be on sale, so I told the family member that the game is on sale if you want to pick it up for me for Christmas now. And they did, and I wrapped my own gift, and it was the greatest surprise ever. Oh my goodness, I didn't know what it was! No, I did. But I'm still actually really happy to have it. And I'm very thankful, and because of that, whenever I receive a game as a gift, I try to make sure to at least start it as soon as I can, so I can at least say, hey, I tried this game, and I either like it or not, which, we won't get into the story of Zelda Skyward Sword and what happened there. Anyway, next we have Psychonauts 1. When I got the Xbox Series, I got the S first because the X was not in stock, and I wanted a new Xbox, and the first game I got to play was Psychonauts because I thought it looked like the coolest game ever, and it really was. And I'm like right at the end. I am in the mental institution, I guess you can call it, that area. So I'm taking care of that and trying to do that part, if you know where that is. So I'm right at the end. I'd say I got less than 5 hours left in that. Next is Ori and the Blind Forest. Everyone says you need to play this. My question is, because I own it on Xbox and I own it on Switch, is I don't know if I'm going to play it in handheld on the OLED or on the Xbox on my QLED TV. So we will see which one I do. Next is Quantum Break. It is a game that has actual actors in it. I forgot the guy's name, but it is a licensed game, and if you don't own it, every once in a while it's been, at least I've seen once where it's gone unavailable for purchase. So if you don't have this game, make sure to purchase it, because it's usually on sale. And even if it's on Game Pass, they'll remove it from there because of licensing, maybe with the actor, and they have to renegotiate a contract possibly. I don't know what the reasoning is, but game looks dope. Looks like those cinematic, story-driven stories games that PlayStation is usually known for, and Xbox kind of tried their hand at it and used an actual actor. So yeah, and it's also part of the Alan Wake Remedy Control universe. From what I understand, it's in the same universe as all that stuff. So yeah, play that if you're going to play the other ones. Then there is Last of Us Part 1. I've had Last of Us Remastered for years. I am going to be playing Last of Us Part 1 and actually learning what this is, because I want to watch the show on, what is it, on HBO, but I don't want to watch the show because it's going to tell me the story of the game, and I want to experience that in the game and have that unique organic experience when I'm just like, oh my god, I can't believe this happened. So yeah. Then there is Doom 2016. Doom the Dark Ages is coming out. That Doom the Dark Ages, the story is part of the whole Doom story. Anyway, let me rush through because I'm seeing that my time is running out. Next is Super Mario Bros. Wonder, amazing Mario game. I am halfway through it, so it shouldn't take me long. Then there's BioShock, amazing game. Everyone says it's amazing. I have to try this. Then there's Undertale, a game that I have started. I am trying to go the pacifist route. Yeah. Puppeteer, I have that digitally on my PS3. So I'm going to play that locally because playing it on streaming is not the way to go. Then there's Arise, great indie game. Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. This is one of my oldest backlog games. I have it on the PS3 digitally. I have it on the PS1 physically. Then there's Voodoo Vince. Apparently it is Phil Spencer's favorite game. I'm going to be playing this. Harold Halibut. It is an indie game. It's apparently stop motion or claymation. They made it with the art style. Then there is Metal Gear Solid. I have that on the PS5 remaster or the PS3. Famicom Detective Club: The Missing Heir. It's okay. I tried a little bit of it. Life is Strange. Have that originally on the PS4. Then there's Bakeru, Bakeru. That is coming out in February. Shadow of the Colossus. It's a classic. We're gonna climb on some stuff. The Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds 2 is coming out. Gotta play Outer Worlds 1. Journey to the Savage Planet. Game looks beautiful. I can't wait to play it. I don't know if I'm playing it on Switch or the PS5 version. High on Life. Yet again, the gun talks a lot. I love the talking. What is it? JB Smoove. Great acting. Then there's the Plucky Squire. Started a little bit of it. Was really excited for this. I don't know. Played a little bit. I gotta get back into it. The Spirit of the Mouse. Great game. A lot of fun. Then there's Tales of Kenzero Zao. Looks like a fun game. Then for RPGs, we have, there were supposed to be 12, there's 17. Xenoblade Chronicles X, Definitive Edition, I already explained about this. Then there's Trails in the Sky, Chapter 1. I am excited for this because I want to start the Trail series. This is where to start. Then there's Claire Obscure Expedition 33. When I saw the initial trailer on this, I was excited. But the company that is either publishing or developing this, they don't have a great track record. I think they did Flintlock, which wasn't great. Unicorn Overlord. I can't wait to play this. I played the demo. I'm excited. Metaphor Fantasio, I already started. It is super great. Can't wait to get back into it. Persona 3 Reload. Love the Persona series. Started this. About 30 hours in already. Pokemon Legends Arceus. Started this. I don't think I finished it, so I gotta check it out. Pokemon Legends ZA. That's coming out. Day 1 purchase. Fantasian Neo Dimension. I am excited to play this. This looks actually very interesting. Mario and Luigi Brothership. I am excited to play that. Started a little bit, like the battle system. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. Let's go. Trials of Mana. Yep. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Yep. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. Pokemon Violet. Baten Kaitos 1 and 2. And Etrian Odyssey 1. And that is it. My time's about to run out. Have a good day. I hope you enjoyed talking about my backlog. I'm going to try to get all these done. If I do about 7 hours a day, every day of gaming, I should get these all done before the end of the year. And anyway, you have a good one. Later.